Okay, guys, what's up? We are back,
That's what
and
he meant. Bob had her met with a coffee comment.
I think that maybe that was it. I think that he must have
Oh.
gotten it, yeah.
Oh.
So, hey, guys, we are going to be jumping into this $30 rebuy and add-on on wsop.com. Um, just playing one tournament tonight because I got a buddy in town that I'm going to go probably try to meet for a beer over at Win, I think. But after watching that HPT viewing party, I feel like I want to get some. I've got some. I'm jonesing for some poker. I'm jonesing for some cards. So let's do this. Let's make it happen. I want to appreciate all of you guys who were here for the HPT viewing party, and let's see if we can't. Let's see if we can't win some of our own money tonight. Let's do it. So jumping in with a little bit of late regging, we got another 25 minutes before the shoot. And we didn't get that rebuy in time to actually win this hand and get it. So that's maddening. Maddening. We make the fold, get the rebuy, and perfect. So you can see 53 players entered so far, 45. So 8 people so far not taking that add-on opportunity. This is why we play it, you guys. This is why we play it.
Are you one of them that didn't take the opportunity?
Anaconda Hilo thought that someone like hacked his account.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm sorry for the scare, Anaconda.
You didn't send a message.
Mm-mm. So let's get this right here. We'll move this right here. Beautiful. Muggsy Mole, good to see you, man. Good to see you. We got Matty Matt in the stream, and forgive me, guys. I'm eating a little bit of X-Maw's meatloaf. It's pretty good stuff.
You said with Bobby in the room.
Oh,
I wanted you to eat it
without saying. Nine Iron 12 saying, Dutchy working overtime, working on a Tuesday. 9 Iron 12, man. Yes, we are. We've got the Money 2020 hackathon this weekend, so I'm probably not going to be able to stream as much as I'd like on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm still going to try to get a little bit of streaming in. We also might stream in the creative part, our actual development process, because we've got Bobby Big Buy-In coming out, Lauren Koss coming out, Poker Mindset Coach is part of the team, and Bobby's girlfriend Laura is also going to help with some front end stuff and some presentation, pitching, and strategic development. So a good team of 5, and I believe we're going to go with a little bit of VR development. Poker Mindset Coach says I'm one of the few people that saw Rocky Horror Picture Show when it came out. What did you think about it when you actually went to go see it, Dan? When you actually left the theater, like if someone came up to you and said, "So, do you think that's going to be such a big part of pop culture that 30 years later people are still singing Time Warp and still going in every major city to Rocky Horror Picture showings?" Did you think that it was going to stand the test of time like it has? Because I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "Really? That was it, huh? That was it." But I mean, it's memorable. And the songs. I mean, they stick with you. I get it. I understand. It's also it was also pretty racy for its time, right? I mean, yes. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna turn the mic off just for a little bit while I finish a little bit of dinner. Okay. I don't want you guys to have to just listen to me chew. So we actually flop our pair. This is exactly what we're coming in with. Why we are calling with any two cards is because we're just as likely to flop a pair with 9-4 off as we are with ace king. Let's go ahead and half pot it up. And hopefully I Love Poon has something like pocket 7s, pocket 8s, pocket 6s, and won't get away from this hand. If he's got a hand like a Queen Jack or Queen 10 or Jack 10, I think that he probably peels one. And you know, I feel like the guff is probably not. The fact that he hasn't rebought makes me feel like he's just kind of sticking around to make the add-on period. Oh, and I guess I unmuted. So yeah, here's a fun little circle you know, for you, Wamplik. 2-2 is better than ace king off, is better than Jack 10 suited, is better than 2-2. Okay, guys, and we're back. Dinner's done. Dinner was wonderful. Thank you very much for that, X-Moi. You are awesome. We got Polarize in the stream. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Polarize. Make the fold here. And guys, I need to make sure that something's working here. We are gonna like take over the Boca World. Beautiful. You guys are awesome. Thank you again for being here on this Tuesday night. Gosh, why doesn't it feel like Tuesday? Because we hardly ever stream on Tuesday. I felt so unsatisfied, though, after last night's $30 rebuy and add-on where we donked off all of our chips to Yumi's with our king-queen suited, that I felt like, you know what, we're coming back, we're going to try again. I'm craving a little bit of pizza, and I actually have to win 2 tournaments now to get pizza because Michelle let me do an IOU. So Polarize coming in with that run it up wrong icon. Gotta love that icon. I like it quite a bit. Big fans of the Run It Up channel. We've got the Run It Up wrong icon as well. We've got the Run It Up chuckle icon, and if you can see behind me, we also have decided to we've broken into Jay Carver's studio, his dirty basement, and we are going to be streaming from here today. Don't tell him. Do me a favor and do not tell Jay Carver that we are at his place, but because we do not have permission. We don't have permission. And his fish are dead.
His fish aren't dead.
His fish are dead. Look, they're not moving. There is no movement back here. Tapping the tank. There's no movement. So, yeah, it's a very, very dark day in the dirty basement. We are also wearing Jay Carver's clothes. We are ringing his bell. And it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome down here. But in all seriousness, yes, it's just a green screen. Don't get worried. We're not really breaking in anywhere. It's just a green screen. And yeah, the Guff really just trying to make it to that add-on period. Guff, I don't think that you're going to be able to do it. You got 9 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen for you, buddy. I don't think that without winning at least one hand, you're going to be able to make it to that add-on period without putting in another $30. Yeah, guys, it is we're jacking the background just today with love, as our way of giving the nod. The Run It Up tournament series starts today over at Peppermill, and we wish that we were there. We're there in spirit. A lot of our friends of the stream are going up there a little later on today, or a little later on this week. 27 gods says, Duchess, maybe a sore subject for you, but I was watching some main event highlights the other day, and of course they showed the hand between you and Moneymaker. What were your thoughts when going through that hand? When I watched your demeanor after the hand was over, it looked like you wanted to kill him. LOL. No, I was happy for him. I'll tell you what. Let me actually, I talk quite a bit about the. I talk quite a bit about that specific hand and specific series in my book Poker Tilt. If you want my thoughts on it, I'd invite you to take a look at that. One of those free sub perks that we give to everybody for subscribing. What's up? What's that? 8 minutes? Why? Hold on for a second, guys. Guys, I gotta go on break for just 1 second. I think my ears are ringing. I feel like maybe the phone's ringing in Vegas. So I gotta go check it out. I'll be right back.
People are actually watching this show.
So guys,
I made you come back home.
I had to go back to Vegas. I had to go back to Vegas. The preview scene. We are gonna like take over the poker world. I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry.
I'll do it again.
Sooner BMW subscribed 6 months in a row. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here, man. Okay, no more Bell, no more anything, no more Jay Carver. We love you, Jay Carver. We love the Run It Up Legion. It was like Michelle looked at me. She's like, I'm getting anxiety. Why? Well, you know how we do with intellectual property here. She all of a sudden she had this nightmare that we get served like a summons from the Somerville attorneys saying, "Oh, you know what? We're going for you. We're coming for you. Now everything that you win in the future belongs to the Run It Up Legion." And I'm like, "Oh no, come on! It was just a joke. It was just a joke. We weren't really breaking in anywhere. We're not really wearing his clothes. We're not really playing with his fish or ringing his bell. It's all the magic of computer graphics. What you see behind us now is our actual background. This is the actual background. This is not a green screen. This is like real stuff back here." So let's fire out into Mr. Mayor. Let's fire out into Zaston. Let's hope that we're not in this stupid cooler spot. Wow. Okay. Well, that's good news. That's great news.
What happened? Rubio?
Trichotomy saying, "Is Dutch in trouble?" Yes. I was in trouble a little bit. Michelle was like, "It was funny for a second, but you got to take it down. You got to stop. You got to stop. You can't use his background all day." And I was like, I mean, it was just a little nod to the Run It Up series going on. I'm sure, from what I know of Jason Somerville, I mean, I watch the stream all the time. I support the stream. I'm like a 7-month sub. From what I know, he would think that was funny. But Michelle has just got anxiety, and so sometimes you have to listen to your girlfriend and do what she tells you to do. Let's see if maybe we can squeak in here for a flop with the 5-6 suited. Pretty good flop for 5-6 suited. No real reason to bet though with 6 high into a dry side pot. There's nothing to be gained by betting here, so we check and hope to make it happen.
You sick, puppy?
Poker mindset coach says the police are knocking at the door in Jay Carver's poker basement. Run, Dutch, run. That's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much what happened. Except it wasn't the police. It was Michelle, and she wasn't knocking at the door. She was scolding me. It's okay though. You know what? It's actually really a good thing to have an awesome girl who will keep you out of trouble. 7 deuce off. Yeah, let's go ahead and see a flop. Why not? Sometimes we actually hit a magic flop like we just did. 10-10-2. Door handle says, hey Dutch, guess what? Let me guess, door handle. Let me guess. Type faster, door handle. I can't guess. I cannot guess. We are gonna like take over the poker world. I wasn't gonna guess that. Honestly, door handle. I really didn't think that was. I really didn't think that's what was going to happen. Why didn't I guess that? Why didn't I guess you're going to sub in 5 seconds? It didn't even occur to me. I can't believe it. Door handle. Thank you so much, man. You know, now that I look back on it, that should have been on my radar, but it wasn't. It wasn't, and it came as a really good, pleasant surprise. Door handle, you were awesome. Door handle is a resub. He's been here before. He's supported the stream before, but just in case you haven't yet, make sure to get that DRM free digital version of your book, Poker Tilt. And I think door handle that we also sent out some. You probably already got your fist bump patches, but just in case you want you haven't, or you want some more, just check that Google Forms link. Okay, guys, we're going to be back in 4 minutes and 14 seconds. And hey, door handle, thanks so much for supporting the stream, man. All of you guys are so great. All of you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Really awesome of you guys. So we'll be right back in 3 minutes and 57 seconds, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to try to take this down. Look at that. We actually have a good shot at this. We're going to get this add-on. We're going to have 35,000 in chips. We're going to be in 3rd place, maybe even 2nd place, if the guy in 2nd doesn't take the add-on. If he's like, no, looks like Sheena Naveed has 36,000 in 1st place, or in 2nd place. So even if Sheena doesn't take the add-on, wait a minute. Yeah, here's the add-on right now. We're going to be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. We are back in the comfort of our own place. And great to have you here. The real tournament has now started. I have no idea how we went from third to fourth. But there it happened. There it happened. I mean, on the, now it says that we're fifth. I don't know how this is going on. There must be some chip movement at the other tables because when I look at the tournament lobby, it still lists as third, but it's okay. We have a nice stack in front of us. It's a good way to start this tournament. And once again, really appreciate Door Handle that you are supporting the stream for another month. It's awesome to have you here, man. It's awesome to have you as part of the crew. As part of the Twitch crew, and keep in mind, guys, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff, not just for subs, but we try to rack our brain all the time trying to figure out how to make that sub button a little bit better of a value for you. We've got the fist bump patches going out to all the subscribers, the digital version of Poker Tilt. We wanted to have sub only Twitch poker leagues. Unfortunately, if we do sub only Twitch poker leagues, we won't be able to give away prizes, and we gotta give away prizes in the Twitch poker league. Take a look at what's behind me, you guys. Can you see this? You probably can't see it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off the bookshelf. This ain't no green screen. Check it out. This is a PS4, PlayStation 4 limited edition Destiny edition. Donated by Flatty. Who I think he might still be in the stream. Flatty, helping us out, getting some really cool prize support for the upcoming Twitch Poker League. That's going to start on November 7th, so a little over 2 weeks to go before we roll that out. A lot more information is going to happen. It's not going to be subscriber only, though. Everyone can play, so make sure to tell your friends to get ready. PS4 up top. We also are going to have prize packages for a lot of other winners. We're going to be trying to give away as much as possible for the first season to try to make it a success.
Not a lot of the winners.
A lot of prizes. 50 million guaranteed.
He does not mean that. The disclaimer.
There won't be 50 million guaranteed.
We don't have 50 million.
We'll cancel that guarantee. Well, that's what we should do. We should pull opinions. We should promote it as a 50 million guaranteed Twitch Poker League. And then cancel it. Cancel the guarantee. Cancel the guarantee the night before it starts. We can do that because every other tournament series seems to do just that. So check it out, the $50 million guaranteed Twitch Poker League. So I'll tell you what. There was a pretty good question by a food stamp abuser saying, I'm curious to get your point of view from a legal standpoint on something. If music is played while streaming, they mute the audio. Right. They mute the audio. Twitch mutes the audio if music is played while streaming, which is why we don't play music ever. Sometimes we've played music before, and we've played the Matlock one. We've played a couple of other just kind of chill songs. Probably shouldn't do that. We probably should not do that because we could get in trouble for doing that.
Did you send Random the patches already? Should I need to send him that?
Send it anyway, just in case. We can send him some more patches. Because despite the fact that Twitch goes ahead and mutes the audio, doesn't mean that it's not copyright infringement. It's still copyright infringement. And if there's one industry that's really been aggressive about going after copyright infringers, it's the music industry. I haven't really made a lot of friends when it comes to IP enforcement law firms either. So I could easily see, every single time we ever do something like stream music, we're basically putting a target on us, saying, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and come and sue us?" I could so see that happening. So probably not going to be doing a lot more music in the background, especially after last night I watched the Can We Just Play, the legality of video and streams at TwitchCon 2015. So at TwitchCon, They had one of the panels in the Bible Thump room was a bunch of intellectual property lawyers who basically, answered as best they could the kind of questions that you just posed, food stamp abuser. Music within video games is, licensed from the music companies to that video game. So basically, if you're playing Guitar Hero on Twitch, absolutely you have to worry about copyright infringement. You've got every single time you play a new song, it's probably a different copyright holder that could come after you for damages.
You do?
Yeah, and some of those damages are pretty severe.
So what do you mean? You have to mute all your games?
Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, like games like Grand Theft Auto, for example, when you like cruising down and you switch on the radio in game, all of those songs are licensed to Rockstar to put in their game, not licensed to you to put in your stream.
What did their attorney say?
They said that they said we can't give you legal advice. We can't give you legal advice. But this is fair. These are the elements of fair play. You have to transform. It has to be transformative. It's an expression. It's all about like transforming it into having some elements of fair use, which are like commentary on the thing itself. If you just play music in the background, that's not really commentary on anything, is it? If you're sitting here playing Guitar Hero, there's a really big question about whether even Let's Play videos are breaching copyright. They could be. And then they said, well, I mean, you could come up with examples of, let's say that you were, hypothetically a console owner and your console is not doing as well as you want, so you decide to try to go for a big money grab by trying to get the revenue from people who are streaming your games in your console. Well, I mean, anybody who's actually been paying attention to the state of intellectual property law and streaming realizes that this is not a hypothetical. This is exactly what's going on right now with Nintendo. So Nintendo put out this big, made this big effort and made this big point of going after streamers who were streaming Nintendo games on YouTube, and saying, issuing takedown notice after takedown notice. And you get these takedown strikes on YouTube. All of a sudden, your account's just gone. It's serious. They're messing with people's lives. I having been on the defensive side of an intellectual property lawsuit, I can tell you it's so stressful. So stressful getting sued. It sucks. And you feel like, well, what are the real damages here? And then you got the other side being like, doesn't matter. We're coming at you. We're coming at you with everything that we got. It's just really it's a really stressful thing, and it's not worth putting yourself through if you can help it. It's going to make the raise here with Ace Deuce of Diamonds. So what's kind of interesting is, the idea is, well, maybe you can rely on fair use, and fair use is basically a concept in intellectual property law saying there are some forms of expression that are so worth protecting that we don't care if they're infringing on copyright or not. That if you infringe on copyright, we're going to say, well, if something is fair use, you get to do it anyway. Fire out, half pot, see if we can just get through Skelly Factor here. You know that we're probably doing it with any two cards, Skelly Factor, but I think that, I mean, if you've got a hand like Ace Jack, or if you've got a hand like Pocket Threes, or Pocket Fours, or Pocket Sevens, it's going to be hard for you to continue here. Skelly Factor does, in fact, continue. We'll check back. We might be ahead. I could see Queen Jack. I could see Skelly Factor having like a Queen Jack here. Maybe a 7-9. Jack 9.
You should put something on that side, Dutch. If you're going to talk about the league.
Well, I didn't talk about the site itself.
Well, there's a league command, though. Just put it up
I'll put it up after the stream. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to worry about what's in front of us, right? Actually trying to take this tournament down. Let's get the payouts. $1,649 for first place. So yeah, if that whole Nintendo process taught us anything, it's that the whole industry might be might be infringing copyright. And even with these end user license agreements, which specifically allow you to stream some games, they could change that at any time. They could change their mind, and then you're left with all this content that you built, and you've got the company who owns it making a money grab at it. This is a real big problem, you guys. This is a problem with our society, is intellectual property laws. The intellectual property laws in our society are so constrictive and so oppressive that you just get absurd examples of house moms in Arizona being ordered to pay $900,000 in damages because she had a couple kids who were torrenting music, and you've got teachers who make print out plays for their drama class, and all of a sudden the school district is getting sued for a play that might be 60 years old, 70 years old. And it's these corporate interests that keep on pushing and pushing and pushing the copyright laws further and further. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. If we don't, as a people, put a stop to the way that copyright law is going and trademark law and patent law is going, we are going to probably get into a situation in the future where intellectual property that is in the public domain right now starts getting reclaimed by corporate interests. We could get into a situation where people couldn't publish Shakespeare anymore or Mark Twain anymore. All these works of they couldn't make a copy of the Mona Lisa anymore because through some sort of reclamation of what's in the public in the public space and public domain, it's just auctioned off to the highest bidder, and
Your book couldn't be given out for free.
Yeah.
If you didn't own it, the rights.
Yeah.
So
If I had a publisher, I wouldn't actually even be able to give my own book away. I would actually have to call them up and say, is it okay to go ahead and give this book to subs? And he'd be like, no, Dutch, you can't give your own work away. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's mine. And this is one of the reasons why we didn't go with a publisher, is because we wanted to have more freedom over our own in control over our own creations. Anyway, that's my prediction. We're in a situation where Disney basically is coming in and putting
Are you on mute?
No, I'm not on mute. Avade says, I think we are at the point where if the music industry came after all streamers, there would be riots with numbers in the millions. I don't agree with you, Avade. I think that there will be money grabs by the music industry against streamers. And I'll tell you too, when people stream, they're breaking copyright law. They are infringing, not breaking the copyright law because it's more civil than criminal, but they are infringing on copyrights. If you're sitting here streaming, when we stream, when we had a little stream, a few seconds of the Taylor Swift "Shake It Off" song, and I was like, okay, I got to shake this beat off, and I played a little Taylor Swift. All of a sudden, if Taylor Swift wanted to come at me, I could be in trouble. And every streamer, that I watch, all the big streamers have this. This music in the background. Sometimes people will donate, to be able to request a song. And then Twitch try to come up and say, okay, well, this is what we'll do. We'll get pre-cleared music. And you can all use this music in your Twitch streams. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. It's all EDM, whatever. At least it's something. But it's not really something, because then you use it in your Twitch stream, and it's licensed for Twitch. It's not licensed for YouTube. So we can't actually upload it to YouTube, or we have to worry about YouTube shutting down our shutting down our accounts. It's a problem. And one thing that I took away from the Let's Play, Can't We Just Play panel, by the way, let's go ahead and make the raise here. Is that you can't be silent about your opinion. I, for one, am very against the oppression of any sort of intellectual property law. I think when it comes down to it, what is the creation process? That whole idea that everything is a remix, I'm a believer of that. I think that the idea that information wants to be free, that is a powerful idea, and we're in a situation where copying something is not the same thing as stealing it. All those ludicrous movie commercials where they're like, you wouldn't steal a purse. you wouldn't steal a car. But why do you steal movies? I think that's just so ludicrous and ridiculous. I think that it would be like, you wouldn't copy a purse. You wouldn't copy a car. I mean, yes, you would. You know, like if you could copy a car, like why wouldn't you? And if you could like build, you know, if you could just like create something new, that's a huge difference from stealing. Creating something new is not stealing, which is taking something from someone else. And as a content creator, I can tell you that if someone copies my book and gives it to a friend, I don't really feel like they've taken anything from me. I feel like that actually helps me out. So, I don't know. You know, I'm definitely on the side of the, you know, Cory Doctorow and you know, the Aaron Schwartzes of the world have me for sure. And I think that, you know, one of our emoticons is the Pirate Bay ship for this very reason, is because when it comes down to it, I am opposed to intellectual property. I'm opposed to it. I think if you create something, you know, that's great, but it doesn't mean that that it belongs to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. There was a really good Vooz.
30 Good Things remix.
And not everything's a remix, though. I would suggest watching that documentary, or that series, Everything Is a Remix, because it's really good. There was a good Vooz documentary, or not documentary, a little short video on YouTube. How many possible songs are there? How many possible songs are there? And that was like, well, that's kind of a weird question. But the fact is, there is a finite amount of possible content. If you think about this, right, you got, let's say, a 5-minute song, for example. Well, you can translate a 5-minute song into an MP3, which is just ones and zeros. And that means that there is actually a limited amount of 5-minute sound clips that are possible. There is not an infinite amount. So when you create a 5-minute clip, you're creating something that already exists. You're not actually even creating it. You're discovering it. It's the same with everything. It's the same with everything. So, yeah, think about where your creations come from. When it comes down to it, if you say, you know, if I say pick a number between 1 and 10, and you say 7, and then you're like, I own the number 7 now. Well, that hurts everybody else, you know. And now if, you know, someone wants to, you know, pick the number 17, and you're like, nope, you can't pick that one because I own 7. And someone wants to say, well, I picked 77. No, you can't pick 77 because I own 7. It inhibits people. And I'll tell you where it's really hurting us. Where it's really hurting us is patent law. Because what ends up happening is we actually get into these absurd spots where people are dying because they can't afford medicine. We get into these absurd spots where people can't, you know, jump on and get scholarly articles because articles that are actually subsidized by the government end up behind a paywall. I mean, this is what Aaron Schwartz was trying to free up before he killed himself, out of a response to a big intellectual property oppression coming on him, is trying to release all those scholarly works which would help the world solve our problems. And instead we are trying to keep those solutions tight for big corporations to make money from. And it's hurting everybody. It's hurting everybody. So yeah, I disagree with Avid Day, because I actually think, Avid Day, that there will be enforcement.
There is enforcement right now, isn't there?
I mean, enforcement by music companies against Twitch streamers that will result in actual judgments and will result in actual money being paid. And I don't think that there will be the revolt.
Unless Kim.com does.
Yeah. And Door Handle says, not using music is kind of nice, to be honest. Lets you play your own music or not listen to anything if you're not in the mood, along with not having to deal with the streamer's music preference. And I agree with that too, Door Handle, but I would like to be able to play a clip from a song or play a clip from a movie without having to worry about getting sued. So like in the last couple of days, we were doing some clips, and I showed that I showed like a Wreck-It Ralph clip, and then I thought after the stream, I was like, well, I guess we're not putting that on YouTube. We're gonna just have to let that one die, because
You can always blur it.
I guess we could always blur it out, but it's more trouble than it's worth.
Not really. It just is.
Yeah. Anyway, Darktide 3 says, I think the issue is infringement and then monetizing it. And you're actually wrong on that one, Darktide. This is one of the myths that they talked about on that Twitch panel, on the Bible Thump panel. I'm copying the link here in the stream. One of the myths was, well, I'm not making any money, so it's okay, it's fair use. That's not actually true. It doesn't matter if you're monetizing or not. Although if you do something, like non-profitly, it doesn't, it helps. It is one of the factors they consider. But keep in mind, fair use is a shield. By the time you have to argue that fair use applies to what you are doing, you are already screwed. You're in front of a judge and a jury. You're paying a defense lawyer, and you're thinking to yourself, why didn't I just settle this? Trust me on this, you guys. This is not an argument you want to be making. You're much better off just muting yourself, and that's what that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, you have to check yourself, and it's just unfortunate. Let's make the call 3.5 to 1. We've got a pretty big stack here. We could end up hitting something big. Yeah, Dead Draw Todd says Trump copyrighted the words "you're fired." I don't know that he copyrighted them. I think that was more of a trademark. But badminton, that's about right, man. That is about right. Making the fold. Patriot88, you're absolutely wrong about that. He says if there weren't medicine patents, there'd be no research. You couldn't be more wrong about that. Look at Lorenzo's Oil as a good example. This is a movie based on a true story about the parents of a child who was sick, who studied and researched and found the cure to cure their child. Are you telling me that they wouldn't have done it if there wasn't a profit motivation? You're ridiculous. That's stupid. People would still be doing research. And it would actually promote research, because people wouldn't feel like they were locked down. If we actually open sourced all of the stuff that was
a good example is all the open source stuff that they had.
Yeah.
Like Linux.
Open source software is a great example. People could make the same argument and say, well, if there was if there wasn't software copyrights, then nobody would ever code. We know that's wrong. Some of the most successful pieces of software in the history of the world have been open source projects without any sort of profit motive, or with a profit motive that wasn't just like, here's us selling something to you. Intellectual property is flawed. It's super flawed, and it's stifling and it's scary. And we're going to be it furthers the police state. And I'll tell you, the civil remedies for copyright and trademark and patent infringement, they're supposed to be civil remedies. They are quasi criminal. They are quasi criminal. You get into a point where someone who is coming at you for an intellectual property violation can completely bury you and can make it so you never make any money ever again, ever. They're just going to take everything. You're ruined forever. Oh, I'll just bankrupt it. You can't. It's personal tort. You can't bankrupt it. Scary stuff, man. I'm telling you, I've been on the other side of it, and it is a stressful situation to be in. So yeah, if you're a streamer, you're thinking about having music in the background, stop it. Michelle's sitting here. I mean, that's copyright infringement. Michelle absent-mindedly, humming the Matlock theme. All of a sudden, we get a cease and desist from the copyright.
It wasn't absent-minded. I did it on purpose.
You did it on purpose just to stress me out.
I did it purposely. Is my mic even on?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I think it might be.
Dead Draw Todd says, and you get these absurd stories of teenage girls getting takedown notices and having lawsuits threatened against them and their family because they posted a YouTube video of them doing like a Beyonce video. It's like, come on, come on. One thing that this little panel said was, if you are on the legal team of like a music or a software company or a console company, you really have to think about what your enforcement strategy should be.
I'm hiding.
They're just money grabbing, and then you get these weird things. Like there's this company called Right Haven, where all they do is they go out and they find copyrights, trademarks, and patents, and they go and they buy them only to sue. Their whole business process is to buy the rights in some sort of intellectual property to go out and sue people and get them to settle.
Those aren't those. It's called patent trolls. Aren't those called trolls?
Yeah, we're going to make the fold. And Citizen 3, the point of the argument about a finite number of songs is that if there is a finite possibility of something, for you to say, okay, I'm going to create it, did you really create it? The possibility was fixed and it was always there. Like if I say, okay, let's all, I mean, just break it down into a toy game, and I'm going to say, okay, let's all go out and let's all create 3-letter words. Okay? You create a 3-letter word, you create a 3-letter word, X1's going to create her own 3-letter word, I'm going to create my 3-letter word. And when you create yours, that word belongs to you and no one else gets to use that word.
I picked the word the.
No, well, that sucks. That sucks. I'm going to pick the word and.
Oh, man.
It's going to get to a point where
I can live without saying and.
Where there's no more 3-letter
So
combinations.
no one can say the word the, it belongs to me, unless you give me 50 cents of the. Is that how it works?
And no one gets to say and. I'll do it for 25 cents. It gets stupid where all of a sudden you get these lawsuits by an explosive technician in Iraq saying you can't do movies anymore about Iraq without paying me.
But you can get original content. You could
ridiculous.
make your own music, Dutch.
Yes, we could make our own music.
And then copyright that.
And then no one gets to listen to it.
Yes. No one can listen to it without, our permission.
Runner Please says, what ought to happen, Dutch, is a collective of people with influence, like you, Helmuth, and Negron, get together with some of the artists that gamers like Skrillex and Tiesto, etc., and get exclusive permission to use their music. I mean, that would be a good thing to happen, Runner Please, but I don't think that's what ought to happen. I think that what ought to happen is that people should just be able to allow, they should actually change the copyright laws to allow people to, to be able to stream with music. That would be great. To be able to, remix songs and use a sample, use a Roy Orbison sample in your hip hop song. You should be able to do that, without having to worry about getting sued. You should be able to, write that. What's the song? Let's make the fold actually with Pocket Sixes.
Wasn't there a?
What was the Marvin Gaye ripoff? Marvin Gaye sues Robin Thicke. Robin Thicke, the Blurred Lines lawsuit, where Marvin Gaye Marvin Gaye's family sues Robin Thicke because Blurred Lines was a little bit like what was the song? What was the Marvin Gaye song?
Hey.
Yeah, look at this Billboard article talking about the Blurred Lines verdict, how it started, why it backfired on Robin Thicke, and why songwriters should be nervous. Why do songwriters have to be nervous? Oh, because if they are even influenced by someone else's song, all of a sudden they have to worry about getting sued. Albino 2004 says, what's the over-under on how much coffee Dutch Boyd has had? 2 cups, my friend.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's more than that. How,
Trichotomy saying your mic is super loud.
mine is?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I won't talk.
Okay, Isildur, making the raise. We're going to go ahead and call, getting 3-1 with an ace-5. That's not a horrible flop for our hand. I feel like there's a lot of hands that Isildur would be raising that maybe we can check raise here. Yeah, let's fire out a half-pot size bet here. I think Isildur gets off of ace-queen. I think Isildur gets off of ace-king. I even think Isildur gets off of a lot of pocket pairs, 4s, 5s, 6s. Maybe not 6s. Probably not 6s. Nowsy, good to see you, man. Now Isildur going into the tank and raising us. Okay. Anyway, I'm done talking about intellectual property law. Just realize, guys, that I'm not a fan of intellectual property law in the U.S. I think that it would be nice to have a pirate party like several states in Europe have, where their primary focus is trying to change the laws regarding intellectual property to return to people what I feel belongs to us. There's so many songs where there's so much that has been created where the creator's dead, their families are dead, and it's just been wrapped up into into some corporate interest, which now just is trying to own every idea out there. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help us as a people, and it's oppressive.
The same thing's happening for life too.
Stifles creativity.
They also want to copyright life or trademark life. Is it trademark life? But like with pills and stuff. Yeah, with pills.
Dalfarama says,
seeds.
at Dutch Boyd, what if someone took your stream and said funny things on top of it and got more subs and donos than you? Or resold your book in a better way and took your money? Dalfarama, what if, man? What if? Would I be, being like, oh, get angry? Sue, baby, sue. You want to try it, Dalfarama? You go right ahead. You go right ahead. I would not worry that much. I think Cory Doctorow is a good example of this, showing that you don't need to be. It's okay to give stuff out. You're still going to be able to get paid. And he has some really good. Speeches and presentations he's giving. He's given in the past. Talking about the ludicrous state of IP law and how it actually stifles creativity, doesn't help it. I would encourage you to go take a look at some of that stuff. Cory Doctorow, man. G Diminished 9 says, this is tough. The question is, how do artists sustain in the modern world where information sharing opens the floodgates of free acquisition? It's a good question, G Diminished. It's a good question. I don't think that the answer is, well, let's just go ahead and shut down access to information, access to entertainment, access to media for people who can't afford it. I don't think that is a good answer. This is one thing that I actually had a real problem with. Sam Harris came out with an audio blog, and I'm a big fan of Sam Harris. I've bought a lot of his books. But he put out an audio blog about how important intellectual property law is, and he was talking about how when someone copies his book or distributes it in a way that he doesn't approve of, they are stealing from him. And I couldn't disagree more. People with that kind of attitude, they want to shut down the libraries. A lot of these people are actively trying to shut down public libraries, saying that having one copy of a book and allowing people to check it out and have this sharing economy, that is actually violating their intellectual property. How can you say that it's not? And what really is the fundamental difference between going down to the library and checking out a movie, going to a library's website and checking out a movie digitally, and going to the Pirate Bay and downloading the same movie? What is the difference there?
We're gonna take over the poker room.
Badminton, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. It's awesome to have you here. Badminton, I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple of, you know what? Instead of the fist bumps, we're giving you the crew icons. Badminton, awesome to have you here, man. I'm going to tell you, too. I'm going to go and send over that digital version of Poker Tilt. Don't copy it. Don't pirate it, or we're coming at you in federal court. We're also going to go ahead and send over that a couple of fist bump patches if you want them. Trademarked. So you make sure that you clear any sort of... No. Couple of fist bump patches if you want them. And thank you so much for supporting the stream, Badminton. Really cool of you to be here. Stephen Rushing says, "Thank God we don't have to hear chain restaurant birthday songs anymore." We probably will. They'll probably keep their chain restaurant birthday songs because they've invested so much money in copyrighting them and developing them.
We should make a birthday one, Dutch. We should make a birthday one. Don't you think? Dutch.
Leave me alone, June. Can you take her out?
Yeah. I can't, but don't you think we should make our own birthday song? Do you think we should make our own birthday song?
Oh, as in on the stream in the mic. Are you whispering into the mic?
Yeah, I was.
What are you whispering?
Trolly stuff. Then I guess you should be paying attention. I said we should make a birthday song.
Albino 2004 says home taping is killing music. I remember when I was about 11 years old and I had like a little stereo, and I'd play the radio and hit record on the little mixtape, and I'd wait until I heard the song so that I could just listen to the song over and over. And then like that asshole DJ would like come in and be like, "So that was how's everyone doing?" Like right before the song ended. So he would like
Some
actually
really
cut
good
into the
songs
song,
that
and I'd be
way.
like, "No,
Gotta start
you
over.
ruined it. You ruined it, DJ. Whatever." I hated that.
What does she need? What do you need? Do you want to go in here? Do you want to go in the box? Come here. Sit. Look. This is what she wanted, Dutch. Look. That's all.
No, that's not what you wanted, baby. Come on.
Come on.
Avaday, I I agree with you on this. Avade says there are lots of Nina Simone songs that were remixed and became famous, and I'm not sure, but I don't think she got any of that money. I think that's perfectly okay. Taking something someone else made and doing it better. It's called growing, and it's how we evolve. I agree with that, Avade.
I think we should have protections, but I don't think the protection should be as long. Like, it's like 75 years after the person dies, right? After death.
75 years after death, yeah.
Which is too long. I don't have a problem with copyright. I think copyright is good for certain things. I'm different.
Michelle and I have disagreements about this.
Yes. But I don't think it should be that long. Maybe 10 years? 5 years? 2 years? It should be, the material should belong to you for a certain amount of years, and then it could be free.
Dark Tide 3. Sometimes libraries sell them. Sometimes libraries sell books, and this is what this is what a lot of IP owners would like to do, and a lot of industry guys want to do is they actually want to even take away the right to resell. So if you buy a book, you're only buying the license to read that book. You don't get to then resell the book. I can tell you, from an author point of view, the used book industry hurts. Hurts authors, right? But does it? E. James 5 says, I can tell you firsthand, artists do not rely on album sales as a source of income. So Sugar Ray making the shove. I think that we make the fold with our Queen Jack suited. Mr. Mayor probably also makes the fold here. Cat 19 David. So Donald Trump played entrance music from famous bands. That's true, and he was actually. I'm pretty sure he licensed that music. Like with music, there's there's some mechanical licenses. So I'm sure that he actually paid for that. But then the band, even though he paid for the right to use the music, the bands, the band members themselves, were trying to shut him down because they were saying that. Him using that music implied a political endorsement, so he was actually violating their right of publicity, which is like, wow. Intellectual property basically falls down into four things, guys. You got trademark. That's basically like brand names. So if you have like Obey, for example, the S on Superman, that's going to be a trademark. Twitch is a trademark. Blue Microphone is a trademark. Coca-Cola is a trademark. They're like service marks. So, or trademarks where you're selling a product or a service and you're branding it as this is coming from this source. That's a trademark. Copyright is any sort of expression. So if you write a book, you paint a painting, you whistle a tune, you make a movie, all of those are going to be copyrights. You code a video game. You play, you do a stream of yourself playing a video game. That's going to fall under copyright. Then you've got patents, which is an invention, right? You invent something like an electronic car. You invent a little mouse wrist pad, or you invent a you invent a computer or a trackball or a keyboard. So patents protect inventions, and then lastly there is the right of publicity, which is, I can't go out and sell Jay Carver T-shirts. I can't go out and say, okay, I'm going to put Gandhi in my Apple commercial, because people dead and alive have a right of publicity, so that they can choose whether they want to associate their own image and their likeness and their right of publicity with like a product or a service or whatever. So those are the 4 different types of intellectual property right now. And that's the last we're going to talk about it, because we've gone from 35,000 to 25,000 without really seeing a flop, without really like I can't even really tell you how we've lost a third of our stack here. We made a couple of pre-flop raises with hands like 8-9 suited, and yeah, who knows? Mr. Mayor with 20 bigs. We'll go ahead and make a little 3x. Probably folding if Mr. Mayor shoves. Probably. Definitely. But fire out. A little king 10 offsuit looks pretty good. If everyone folds, we'll make it 1,300. So Avid Day, I mean, that's really interesting too. I said we weren't going to talk about it anymore, but Avid Day saying you wouldn't download a front row seat at a concert. That's one thing that's kind of interesting, is because you've got you now you have all these like takedown notices of people who are streaming their actual experience. So like there was the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, where people were at the fight and they periscope it. So they put it on and it's like, hey, what's up, everybody? Here I am. It's awesome being here. Look at what we're seeing. This is awesome. And they put it on, and they are actually streaming their own experience. And now people are telling them they can't do that. It's as if like you were at a concert and you pull out a DAT recorder and you start recording from the audience. Well, that's copyright infringement, because you're recording someone else's performance, right? But you're also recording your own experience. So how can you be prevented from recording your own experience? It's ridiculous. We could easily see like weird, strange days type stuff down the line, where you have to license your own memories. Like, why not? If they're going to say that you can't stream the Pacquiao fight if you're there, like what's next? Let's make the call here. I think King 10 suited looks legit. Food Stamp Abuser says, hate to ask this question, but if they came after a streamer for streaming Guitar Hero, would the streamer be the only one in trouble, or would Twitch for allowing the game to be streamed? I think that Twitch would also be in trouble. I think that like Twitch actually muting the streams has more to do with them worried about their own liability than trying to protect the streamers. I think that if they really cared that much about protecting the streamers, they would make it much, much more clear that no, you can't stream the music that you're streaming, because it opens you up to liability. So yeah, Food Stamp Abuser, Twitch could easily be on the hook for I guess contributory infringement. There's some laws that are carved out in the U.S. which say like if you offer a service, you're not really responsible for what's going on. Like if you own like a forum, for example, and someone posts on your forum. But I think a good argument could be made that if you open a forum called the Copyright Infringement Forum and you turn a blind eye every time someone uploads something with copyright, like let's say that you have a forum called the Beyonce Infringement Forum, and all it is a bunch of people uploading tracks of Beyonce, and then like you get sued and say, well, I didn't know. What, me? I complied with every DMCA notice. I did all the takedowns. I don't know, buddy. I think that I wouldn't want to make that argument. So it's been a while since we've actually had a legit hand to raise with. Let's make the raise here with pocket queens, the third best hand. We got the ladies. We've got the ladies. Let's do it. And by the way, food stamp abuser, I can't, like, don't mistake what I'm saying here for any sort of legal advice, okay? You'd be a lot better off actually asking an attorney than emailing me about my opinion of what it is.
You should tell him a time when you wore Chino's rings trademark.
Oh, that was awesome. Okay, let's dodge. Dodge those 5 outs.
So one time, Dutch wore Chino's rings trademark.
Yeah. So one time I'm going through the World Series of Poker tournament area at the Rio, and I've got my hoodie on, and walking towards my table. I'm on like a day 2. I'm walking towards a table.
It's the final table, or no, it was day 2.
I think it was a day 2.
Yeah, it was day 2.
And the security guard, he's like running. And he's like, "Sir, sir, sir."
The guy wasn't running.
And I'm like, he's looking at me. He comes up. He's, sir, you have to take your hoodie off. And I'm looking around, and everyone is sitting at the tables. I mean, we're in the tournament area. Everyone's at the table with their hoodie and their sunglasses and their headphones. You know, I'm like, are you serious right now? Because I thought for a second he was just like trolling me a little bit. And he was like, yes, sir. I'm very serious. It's in the manual. Didn't you read the manual? It's like, what are you talking about? He's like, the manual, the player's manual. Didn't you read the manual? It's paragraph 42 of the manual. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you're not allowed to wear anything covering your face, like hoodies or.
No, I didn't say hoodies. I said you weren't allowed to wear any trademark items. Like,
No. That's not what he said. He said you're not allowed to cover your face
trademark their look.
unless it's like your trademark. What? Yeah, like Chino Ream.
No, he said you weren't allowed to wear a hoodie.
Michelle wasn't there, okay?
I was right there.
You're not allowed to wear a hoodie unless it's your trademark.
Yes.
Like Chino Ream.
Yes.
I looked at him, I was like,
And I was there.
you mean to tell me that
was right
Chino
behind
can
Dutch.
walk around here with a hoodie, but I
Dutch
can't?
remembers it weirdly, but
He's like,
basically
yeah.
the guy was like,
Chino, it's his trademark.
Dutch, you're not allowed to
guess
wear a
that's-
hoodie.
I don't get to wear hoodies. Chino gets to wear hoodies at the Rio. I don't get to wear hoodies because Chino Ream has a trademark.
That's right. His trademark look.
That's his trademark.
So Dutch took off all his clothes and proceeded to play poker.
Pocket twos doesn't look so good, Zizzy. Zizzy's 7, man. We've got some notes on Zizzy's 7. Yeah. We've got some notes that say that pocket twos is actually the best hand here. And Zizzy with an ace jack, ace queen, decides to get out of the way. NJ Matt says, do you ever play any cash games on this site or only attorneys? Never seen you stream cash games. Just curious. NJ Matt, I have streamed, done some cash games in the past. I will in the future too. BT Tsai saying, Dutch on a Tuesday now? What's going on around here? I forgot that it's Tuesday. I was like, oh, it's great to be here on this Thursday night. E. James says, interesting, a lot of people had their Instagram accounts banned over the past few days for posting videos of the Janet Jackson concert. It's just ridiculous. And Ming the Merciless chilling out in the stream. Ming, it's great to see you, buddy. Giving you all that fist bump love. Always a pleasure to see you, Ming. Okay, guys, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. We've got pocket sixes in the small blind, which is pretty good. 5th out of 38, which is pretty good. And Paul DeWald in the stream. Great to see you, Paul. Good luck on your grind tonight. Paul DeWald envisioning me with no pants. It's good to see you, buddy.
I just can't believe that she just straight did that, actually.
Who?
Janet Jackson. It's a little bit overboard, don't you think?
I think it is, yeah. Okay, let's make the raise here. The only other alternative is to play it for set value, I guess. So Avideo 4, I'll tell you, one thing that always kind of bugs me at Walmart is like the receipt checks. They might not do them where you're from, but here in Vegas, they started just doing these receipt checks where, as soon as you walk out, they're asking to see a receipt, and I wonder what's gonna happen. Like so often I see someone sitting there like
That's
patting
just so
themselves
mean.
down, and like
It's
I
like
don't
that's
know.
just so mean. They're so bored. You should smile on their. You should smile at them, and give them your receipt and wish them a good day.
I don't want to. What I want to do is say, not today, and I want to take I want to take the cart and just start running, and just start like running through the door and run. Like what are they gonna do?
They're so bored. Dutch. That is so selfish. You should show them that's their one job they have.
That's their job. That's their job.
And
to
it
make sure that I'm
it
not
probably
stealing.
probably bothers them when people are mean to them about it. You don't
Yeah.
need to be mean about it, Dutch. We'll have to work on that. Anyways, we scan our receipts, which is awesome. Did you scan the last receipt? Probably not.
Jay Ruffer. Good to see you, Jay Ruffer.
Oh, I changed the subject. Hi, Jay Ruffer.
Thank you very much for stopping by the stream. Also, someone was asking, did we do a viewing party today? We did. We finished up the HBT viewing party, the second episode, the one that I called. It was pretty much, it was awesome. It was pretty awesome. We're going to probably keep on doing a lot more viewing parties. We brought them back, and I want to see, I haven't watched one with Robert Williams III yet. They also had David Williams up there. I'm eager to watch their commentary and see how I stacked up and get ideas for how I could get better at doing it. So far, the ideas that you guys have given, the constructive criticism, refers to the goofy look that I have when I'm staring at the camera. I need to work on that. It's not very comfortable, I'll tell you. You know, this is a lot more comfortable hanging out with a little webcam and.
You need
know,
a
my
nice.
own
You need
thing.
a proper rest bitch face.
A rest bitch face. Resting bitch face. is
Resting
what I
bitch
need.
face. Yes. You need to practice that. Just no, don't squint your eyes. Just normal look. Maybe you should just wear sunglasses when you do it next time.
Oh man, so Chunk, good to see you. Good to see you. We got 9-inch Rich chilling out in the stream. Good to see you, 9-inch Rich. Jay Ruffer says that is one thing I am not doing. Visioning Dutch Boyd with pants. Jay Ruffer's coming into town too for that Money 2020 conference. He's in charge of a payment processing site, and looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Hope that we get a chance to shoot a little stick, play a little pool over at Good Times, the smoke-free pool room down on Charleston. It's pretty awesome. Riddler3333 saying, you know how the November 9 always tells us awesome stories about the players? What if one of them just got out of jail for some wild crime? How would the World Series of Poker and the poker industry in general deal with that? I think what would be interesting, Riddler, is what if one of them went to jail while waiting for the November tournament? How would that go down? Come on, let's get this flip. Come on. Ace or queen, 6 outs. Not today.
We are gonna like take
Not
over the
today.
Boca Road.
Steven Rushing, 2 months in a row, man. Boom, boom. You are awesome, Steven Rushing. Thanks so much for sticking with us just in time, because I was starting to feel a little bit down after missing that coin flip. A little bit down after missing that coin flip. I Love Poon pulling out 31,000 out of that one. Well, I Love Poon, you don't get to complain about any sort of future beats that you might take, because 45% of the time you are out the door on that one. Not today. The coin came tails instead of heads. So we're down to 26,000 right in the middle of the pack. 17 out of 34, so 4 tables left. And it pays 15, so 2 tables get paid. That was a pretty critical one, guys. If we're not going to think about what could have been. We'll just leave it at, and just know that was a pretty critical pot right there. Maybe we can fold, huh? With ace queen offsuit? No, we're not folding. There's enough dead money in there where sometimes we even have him. Sometimes we even have him waxed if he has like an ace jack or an ace 10. What are you doing back there, Jim? What are you doing? Here. Here you go. Her toy was stuck. Hands not spots. Good to see you. Says Exmoa is not as nice as you would think. One time she cheated and won a fantasy football league by looking at everyone's picks and constructing her picks using their knowledge. Is that true? I think that's true. Okay, 4.5 to 1, guys. We'll make the call here with 10-8 and see what happens. I Love Poon coming in with min raising. Last time I Love Poon min raised and we 3-bet it, I Love Poon folded. Okay, we're gonna get out of your way here, I Love Poon. Maybe it should be a check raise. Avaday says, I haven't read, but I bet my Sam's Club membership has a provision that says they get to check the receipts. If Walmart ever asked to see my receipt, depending on my mood, I'd likely tell them to pound sand. I hate being treated like a slave. If I set off alarms, fine. If not, then leave me alone.
Well, I'm so nice. I just want to point out that I'm so nice to them that they don't even ask for my receipt anymore, and I insist on showing it to them. No, guys. This is your job.
No.
I insist.
They're like, no, keep on going. No.
No, here you go.
Do
It's
your
out.
job.
Hey, it's out anyways. So you might as well look at it.
You want to come on the stream, baby?
I am on the stream. I just talked.
I mean, do you want me to...
No. I have to wash my hair.
So let's get Tommy Ace here, who's open limping. Let's put a little pressure on the open limper. See if maybe this will work. Slinga, what do you think? You know that we do this pretty wide. And Tommy Ace firing out a half-pot size bet on an Ace-King-2 board. Pretty quick there, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna give you credit for having some weak-ass ace, like Ace-6, Ace-7. You got your 3-outer. You got your 3-outer, buddy. If you don't hit an ace, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to take that pot from you. Making the fold. Down to 20 big blinds, you guys. Brutal. Mason GP says, what's up with scanning the receipts? Have you been scanning pizza receipts too? So Walmart has an app, Mason GP, where if it's a price checker app, so if you scan your Walmart receipts and they find a lower price, then they give you money. Usually they don't give you. Usually they don't find a lower price, but every once in a while they do. And I think that
I have like
got like
50
$50.
I have like $50 in savings. It's kind of nice, and they do price matching.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Walmart, but I love them. I have to whisper because I'm too loud.
I hate Walmart, but I love them. I've actually read this one, Stephen Rushing. I think that's great. No, thank you. May I see your receipt? No, thanks. Oh. No, I need to see your receipt, sir. No, thank you. What do you mean? I mean, no, thanks. No, thanks. So, it actually turns out that most states are going to allow them to detain you if they have reasonable cause to believe that you stole something. And reasonable cause might be that you're not showing a receipt.
They don't even look at the receipts. They just look at the date. Make sure you're not stealing. Hey, Walmart gets a lot of people that steal all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Blame
and
it on
leakage
the
hurts us all. You know,
blame it on the thieves, the stupid thieves. How does Gollum say it, Dutch? They're thieves.
Is that your Gollum impression?
I was gonna do it, but it's gonna be too loud. I can't do it anymore.
Ace is up. I completely agree. He says, it's one of those spots where you choose your battles. You can either take a second and show someone your receipt, or you can be an asshat for no reason at all other than to be an asshat.
What's that?
You're absolutely right, Logan. I mean, that's exactly why I don't say no thanks every time I get the receipt. Every time I have the receipt in my pocket and the receipt checker's like, sir, hold on. There's been a couple times where there's this one checker in Columbia, Missouri. Oh my gosh, she was the worst. She was the worst. And she always looked at me as if she knew that I was stealing. She looked at me with she would always give me the evil eye. And I really just wanted to just do this consumerist. No, thank you. Polarize. Eximo sounding like a sex offender. It's already out. Might as well look at it. Okay, Sugar Ray, I'm going to make the fold for you. 2.5 times is enough to get me off a 6 high. King, Queen suited. That looks pretty good. Slinging with 15 bigs. I have 18 bigs. 18 big blinds. This feels like it should be a raise. I Love Poon's VPIP has been pretty wide. That was a pretty quick raise. Let's go ahead and see if we can't just get through, picking up a little over 20% of our stack most of the time without having to fade a flop. Sometimes we're up against an ace king or an ace queen. Sometimes I Love Poon has aces, kings, or queens. But I think a good chunk of the time we're able to just pick this up without having to fade. Sometimes we actually have the best hand, and I Love Poon decides to make the call with a hand like Queen Jack suited or King Jack suited. Sometimes I Love Poon calls with like pocket 4s or pocket 5s, and we're slightly ahead. CT Sherman, thank you. Thank you. Good to see you here, buddy. Well, the fact that I Love Poon isn't snap calling is good. It means that Ace King is off the table, Aces, Kings, and Queens is off the table, Ace Queen is probably off the table. So I Love Poon is thinking about calling with Ace Jack or Ace 10. Or maybe he's thinking about calling with same hand or King Jack, Queen Jack. Pocket 4s, pocket 5s, pocket 6s. Team Pitbull 247 says no logo tonight? Well, it's still there. It's still there. What the fuck? I Love Poon. What an asshole. Slow rolled.
They love Poon. Are you still in though?
What a fucking asshole.
Are you still in, or is that a hand against you?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm blind too, guys.
So pocket aces goes into the tank. Yeah, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a real lame ass fucking thing to do. And I Love Poon. I mean, it's just like such bad etiquette. Like going into the tank and then calling with aces. What the hell, man? What an asshole. I don't know why I'm super surprised with a username like I Love Poon.
Maybe they're like the National Lampoons.
Slow roll. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for me. That's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stream down.
Let's
Before
go.
I do,
Let's
though,
go to Walmart.
Before I do, I'm gonna do the little recap. Well, no, I can't because I just shut down the hand history.
Oh, damn.
I meant to start doing some of these recaps. I wonder if no, I can still do it. If you guys had any questions or thoughts about any of these hands, maybe you'd want to talk about them. So we'll get this back up with no delay. Right after this little break time. We'll be right back.